This is what kicking the out of fascism looks like.
Total bull. Absolute bull.
I don't swear in public very well, but we have to Trump.
Well, I think the political scientists have a term for the first 100 days we've seen, and they call it a show.
If you could speak directly to Elon Musk, what would you say?
Off.
There are a few things Democrats love more than cussing. Maybe singing?
Yada-da-da-da-da, yada-da-da-da. And if we build this world from love, yada-da-da-da, yada-da-da-da, then God will build this world from love.
Well, and if they can't do either of those things, they're going to call on people to rise up. Watch.
Never before in my life have I called for mass protests, for mobilization, for disruption. But I am now.
And now Democratic Congressman Sri Thanandar from Michigan introducing articles of impeachment against the president.
But Americans just aren't buying it. More than half of the country views the party as unfavorable.
For more, let's bring in Maslansky and Partners President Lee Carter. Lee, what a pleasure to see you again. Thanks for being here. Is there any indication that these events and the general characteristics of today's Democrat Party are doing anything other than digging themselves in that hole deeper and deeper and deeper?
There's absolutely no evidence that this is working in any way, shape, or form. In fact, there's so much attention given right now to Trump's approval rating on day 100, and there's not enough attention given to what you just showed as the Democratic approval rating. But I think what's even worse is there was a poll that was released yesterday that said that 69% of Americans believe that Democrats are out of touch with what they need. 69% say that Democrats are out of touch. That is astounding and staggering. And instead of learning from the messaging mistakes that they made, they're just doubling down. My mother, when I was being raised and I would, when I would curse or do those kinds of, my mother would say, you've got to be smarter than that. That's just a frustration message. You need to express yourself. And what they're doing is they're not able to express themselves. And the American people aren't buying what they're selling. If they were buying it, Kamala Harris would be the president right now. And it's not going to change by them swearing, singing, or telling us that we need to have mass uprisings. Enough is enough. Democrats need to get a message. Not only do they need to get a message, they need to get a strategy. Because what Americans can't do is look at what's happening right now and say, you know what? I'm frustrated with what's happening right now with Donald Trump and this administration, but here's what Democrats are going to do better or differently. There is no message, there is no strategy, and there's nothing for people to fall back on.
Right.
And so people are just feeling pessimistic overall.
I said earlier, Lee, it's like, come kumbaya with us, or we'll chew you out and go key your car. Someone referred to Governor Pritzker as pugilistic. And I said, yes, simply because his face looks like a fist. Other than that.
There's this forced morality among the Democrats that they just believe that they are so right, and they cannot understand anyone who disagrees with them. And they go into these lengths where they look down on people, they judge people, they demoralize people, all because they think that they are on the moral high ground. And the American people have said they're not. They don't agree with the Democrat strategy, whether it's on gender, whether it's on immigration, whether it's on the economy. The path of everything that they've laid out has been outright rejected. So they need to learn from it and move on, and they haven't.
Well, but you know what's going to turn it all around, Lee? Wednesday night, Kamala Harris is coming back. Kamala Harris is coming. That's got to be the solution they've been looking for, right?
Who doesn't love a yellow school bus?
It's just unbelievable to me that this is the best that they can do. We've seen a series of cursing, singing, calls for mass uprising, and bringing out Kamala Harris again. You can still get tickets if anyone's interested. I don't think they're sold out at this point, which is not that surprising. But it is really got to be frustrating. And you talk to Democrats, and I do this a fair amount in my line of work, is, we talk to Democrats, independents, Republican voters. Democrats are as frustrated with their own party as they are with anybody else. There's no new ideas. There's no fresh faces. There's no new strategies. And just bringing Kamala Harris back out to sort of air her grievances, saying, like, let's look at the last 100 days of Donald Trump and wish that it were me, I don't think that's going to work for anyone.
No, it won't. But we'll enjoy it nonetheless. We're waiting for the just juiciest of sound bites.
Yeah.
And word casseroles. Lee Carter, thank you, ma'am. Great to see you.
Great to see you, huh?
Thank you. Great to see you.